Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Jazzy the Vito for Sasquatch here, and we have another streaming Saturday. And we watched Fly Me to the Moon, directed by Greg Berlanti, starring Scarlett Johansson as Kelly Jones, Channing Tatum as Cole Davis, Woody Harrelson as Mo Burkus, and Ray Romano as Henry Smalls. Marketing maven Kelly Jones wreaks havoc on NASA launch director Cole Davis's already difficult task when the White House um, deems the mission too important to fail. The countdown truly begins. This movie is actually like two different movies, and you gotta hear me out because the first movie is really to show how the marketing department of NASA helped start to fund the NASA and start to get the idea again of getting more money and more involvement from the government and stuff like this is a good thing. So it's kind of like how they manipulated the people back in the day to get into NASA, which is a good part of the story. And then it's the second like quirky part where they fake the moon landing while the moon landing is going on, just in case something happens to the transmission. The people still get to see a moon landing and stuff like this. It's a little silly, probably true. Who knows even what is true and what isn't true of all this kind of stuff here, to be honest. And then this kind of just makes it even more like murky as you're like watching the stuff here. This was the end of the Apple TV experiment of going some movies into the theaters and then popping them out, kind of like Shudder does with IFC too. Or at least they did last year. They had like six or I think 4 to 6. I couldn't remember. It's 4 to 6 titles on there. I think Apple TV had like 7 or 8 planned. This is like the third one, or I think I had 7 or 8 planned total. I think it was over a 2 year span, and this is like the third or fourth one. And it's kind of whatever reasoning. It's kind of like that timing issue that we kind of talk about movies when they come out. Because this movie really isn't that bad. There's no reason not to go see it. But when you're in the middle of July and you have Twister 2, you have Deadpool, you have this, you have what was the third big hit, like Bad Boys and all this stuff, all kind of around when this movie came out. In general, it was hard to even kind of seeing it get a little traction here. It might have been better to come out maybe in February or kind of. This is all these timing things for some of these movies. I feel like, and another part of it is I think that this was like around Labor Day, so Furiosa, even Furiosa, even the Labor Day weekend was the lowest Labor Day weekend in like 35 years. So just people just weren't going to the movies this summer as much as they had been. Or I shouldn't say this, they just weren't going. Yeah, I mean it's true because like if you look at the overall year, they lost $8 billion overall. So just people just weren't going to the movies. So that's also part of the problem here with this one with Fly Me to the Moon. But when I went back and I actually kind of finally watched it, took forever. I feel like to like kind of break that paywall window and just be on Apple TV to watch it. So when I finally did get to watch it, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. Scarlett Johansson plays a very good character, kind of complex. Has this like seedy past or kind of like manipulated past, kind of a con woman, and that's how she gets into it with Mo Burkus, who is Woody Harrelson, to kind of help NASA and help the space program. If not anything, get into the public's perception because it's kind of like waning at this time. And if she did a lot of stuff that they said that she did, like I mean, you would know immediately. Like just the silly stuff she would do is like say Kang is like the astronaut's favorite stuff, and like sell watches, and basically she like would market it like, hey, this could have went to the moon. This if it was involved with NASA at all. In reality, it probably wasn't. You know what I mean? It was just kind of like a sales pitch, kind of like a little extra part. Even Channing Tatum's kind of called her out on that. So yeah, And Channing Tatum plays a pretty good character here with Cole Davis, an astronaut that probably not a lot of like that kind of had to stay at home, was already kind of past the time of where he was at for the moon mission, but was able to lead him on, and it kind of shows him in like different subtle ways of being a leader and being smarter than the people around him and knowing what to do and keeping his cool and stuff like this, so that when he finally saw him do kind of finally lose it on a reporter, who the reporter in my opinion kind of deserved it when he kind of just what they're questioning him about. It makes it a little bit more shocking at the end here. Overall, I'll give it a B minus. Biopic, history pick, probably B. This is a little bit above average. I mean, this really was. I like the feel of it. The feel of it felt like it was in the '60s. A lot of bright coloring, red coloring, blue coloring, and then um, like gray and green overtones when they're dealing with like the servicemen and stuff like this. So yeah, and then like it was cool to see just the magnitude of the size of like what these buildings were and what these like rocket ships were, because they do kind of scale it up a little bit when they're in there and they like show it to you, and just amazing kind of stuff like that. Cool concept for a movie. Just kind of too bad where it ended up, but maybe it's because of Apple Plus too. Like maybe people kind of saw that. I mean, there's not. I mean, this is probably the best Apple Plus movie I've seen um on the platform. Really, Shrinking was good. TV show wise, Bad Monkey with Vince Vaughn, but I love Vince Vaughn, so I think anything he's gonna do is good. So yeah, that's where we're at. That was Fly Me to the Moon, directed by Greg Berlanti. Um, please go ahead and oh yeah, hold on. There's a couple other things I want to find out. They did get Colin Yost in there, of course, Scarlett Johansson's husband. She found a way to get her boy toy into that movie, and there was a couple other people I wanted to mention. Oh man, Ray Romano, I forgot, was really good in this movie, and it's funny because I just watched that Welcome to Mooseport, and his like role in Mooseport and his role in this completely different. Him like playing a character like kind of kept it like grounded and cool. Like yeah, Ray Romano's good in this, and God, who was uh um we'll just say her secretary. I can't remember her name. She was funny in it. She like was a good like little banter with Scarlett Johansson. So I wanted to get that out there before I did that. So that was Fly Me to the Moon, directed by Greg Berlanti. Thank you guys very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and have a good rest of your day or night. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Comment your top movie picks for Throwback Thursday in the comments section. And see you next time in the cave.